What's up, graphic designers? Photoshop is all around us, including on this Christmas tree. It's the holiday season, and in today's class, we're going to do a little bit of drawing to create buttons or ornaments for people in our life that we care about, people that we love. And so we're going to be using a channel. What channel on YouTube are we going to be using?
Art Hub for Kids.
Nice. And Caleb, how does this channel work?
So it's a drawing tutorial. It's an art that you have to draw things. You have to follow the directions so you can make it.
Yeah, exactly. And so what are some fun things that you've drawn in the past from this channel?
I've drawn a Minecraft Enderman, a Minecraft dog, a Minecraft cat, a Minecraft...
So maybe you want to draw a Minecraft dog, a Minecraft cat, maybe Christmas Yoda. You're going to find something that resonates either with you or you think the recipient might really appreciate. Once you're finished drawing your little illustration, you're going to take your phone, you're going to snap a photo, you're going to email it to yourself, you're going to import it into Photoshop. We're going to desaturate, we're going to apply levels, and then we're going to pop it into the button template. So once you've completed your beautiful black and white illustration, you're going to snap a photo of it using your phone. You're going to email it to yourself so it looks a little something like this, and then you're going to download it to your computer, and you're going to open it in Photoshop. So I'm going to click File, Open. And there we go. So you'll notice a moment ago that we've got this circle template. We're going to return to this in a minute. This is how we're going to be creating our buttons and ornaments. But first things first, we have to do a little cropping and desaturation. So to crop, we're going to press the letter C on our keyboard. We're going to shift down the border from the top and the bottom so we've got something that looks a little bit like this. This looks great. Next, we need to desaturate, make it black and white by pressing Command-Shift-U. And then we're going to apply levels. And to do that, we're going to press Command L, and we're going to grab this little right arrow, and we're going to drag it to the left so the lights are super light. And then we want to make the darks super dark, and then we can maybe adjust the midtones just a tad, and that looks amazing. All right, I'm going to now zoom in just a tad, and we need to think about color. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to use the I want to fill in this guy's eyes, Baby Yoda's, Santa Yoda, Christmas Yoda. I'm going to fill in his eyes, not with the Sharpie previously, but with the paint bucket. And in fact, what I want to do to add a little bit of symmetry, and you know what? Here, this is fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, I'm going to select the lasso tool, and we're going to be kind of slick. We want some greater symmetry with his face. I'm going to press Command C, Command V, and would you look at that? That's pretty cool right there. I'm going to return to the background layer. I'm going to press X to swap the foreground and background color. I'm going to press B. I'm going to increase the hardness. I'm going to reduce the size. And then now all of a sudden, that looks pretty cool right there. And so now when I look in the layers palette, we got layer 1, the background layer. If we press Command E, that will merge the two layers like so. Bam. And now it's just one layer. I love that. That's amazing. That looks good. All right, so now we need to add a little bit color. And if we're stuck with color schemes and you're not really sure what to do, we can sort of just scroll ahead. And when we take a look at the conclusion of this video, we've got like a good jumping off point, and I can see lots of greens and reds. So I'm going to return to Photoshop, and there's a few ways we can go about this. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the magic wand tool. I'll select this guy's hat, and then I'm going to select a deep red, and I'm going to swap the foreground and the background, and I'm going to get a super light red. And I'm going to zoom in just a tad. And next what we want to do is I'm going to press Command-Shift-N to create a new layer. Just press Enter. Beautiful. And I'm going to swap out the paint bucket, which we just used for his eyes, right, to the gradient tool. And when I take a look at the gradient tool, I can see that it's the foreground to background. This is a linear gradient, so I'm going to click and drag from the top to bottom just to see how it looks. And that looks kind of cool right there. I'm going to press Command-D to deselect, and I like that. That looks great. All right, so we can apply that same technique to Yoda's face, and I'm going to grab a light green, and then I'm going to grab a dark green. We always want a lot of contrast, right? And if I use the magic wand tool, I'm going to make sure that we're on the background layer, and I'm going to press G. I'm going to click and drag, and I don't love that. And actually, what I did not do is put this on a new layer. So I'm going to undo Command-Shift-N, Enter G, and I'm going to click and drag from the bottom, this time going up. And that looks a little bit better, but I don't love this on either, honestly. So I'm going to undo this, and I love that it's on its own layer. And I'm actually going to get like a lighter green,
maybe like that green right there. And instead I'm going to use the paint bucket tool. I'm going to fill it like so. And now what I'm going to do is, and you know what? I lied. I'm going to get an even lighter green than that. I like that. Okay. And now I'm going to press B. I'm going to drop the hardness all the way down to 0%. I'm going to increase the size like so. And what I want to do is I want to be on that green layer. Again, so I'm going to use the magic wand tool. I'm going to press B for brush. And now we can go a little like that. If we just want to add some tones along the perimeter of his face. And actually, okay, if we use the magic wand tool and add a new layer, paintbrush, and we did something a little bit like that, but we realized that maybe this is a little too heavy, we can press V for the move tool, and then 6, and then 5, and we can adjust the opacity. So that looks a little something like that. You can be super creative. Now, you're going to fill in your visual with lots of colors, and I'll do that just for the purposes of this tutorial. Oops. So that looks a little something, maybe a little something like this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to press Command A, Command Shift C, and that copies all the layers, Command V, and this is going to be our button template. I'm going to press Command T, and I'm going to go to the top, and I'm going to reduce this from 100% to, let's say, 33%. And I'm going to leave it like there for just a moment and press check to confirm. I'm now going to drop this top layer underneath these other two layers. And what I know is when we look in the layers palette, it says put image under this layer. Okay, that's exactly what we did. And then it says last step, hide this layer. And then in parentheses it says edge of the front. So what's going to happen is this edge around the circle, everything beyond that line, that blinking circle, is going to be hidden. So we don't want to have any text or critical elements beyond this face line, it's called. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Command, I'm going to go to layer 1, I'm going to press Command T, I'm going to reduce the size a little bit more so it looks a little something like this. So the edge of this guy's ears is cut off, and that's okay. Likewise, you know, some of the bottom of the visual, and that's okay too. And so here's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to use the magic wand tool. I'm on layer 1, and I'm going to click the outside, the white outside. I'm going to press delete, and it doesn't look any different. But if you look in the layers palette, you can see that it's got that white and gray checkers indicating transparency. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add a background image. And I found this one. I just searched Christmas background. I really like this one. We're going to press right click, copy image. We're going to return to Photoshop. I'm going to press Command V to paste. And wow, that looks very festive right there, right? That looks super duper cool. And so if you want to change the size and position it in a way that you like, you're going to be creative. Yeah, it's going to look a little something like this. And I'm actually going to have Yoda off center just a tad, maybe like that. I'm going to press E to get rid of all these other unwanted elements. And then the last step, what you need to do and what everyone needs to do is create a new layer. Our second to last step, we'll say. Create a new layer, and I'm going to write 2021. So if you want to put your friend's name or a loved one's name or a little message, you can certainly do that. But what you also must do is write 2021 somewhere small, somewhere discreet, or you can actually feature it as prominently as you'd like. But I'm going to have it right there. Last step, you're going to hide the face line like so, and then you're going to save it as a JPEG. You're going to write your name in the upper left hand corner. You're going to submit it as a JPEG. I cannot wait to see your work. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.